What's going on, guys? Jacob Ober here. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about who I think the right pick for the Green Bay Packers will be at number 12 and number 30 in the first round of the 2019 NFL Draft. I'm going to keep this video rather brief. I'm not going to go too in-depth to later rounds because, honestly, I'm not someone who's usually well-versed on the draft. I don't usually get super into it. But I do still check it out. I do still, analyze and look at a lot of different players for the Packers and all of their different draft positions. But at number 12, there's been a lot of talk about a lot of different guys, and really, no one truthfully knows who the Packers are going to pick at that spot. No one knows how the cards are going to fall in the top 11 before that pick. But if I had to make the educated guess, combined with my own personal opinion, I would say the Packers, in my opinion, should and I believe will take T.J. Hockenson, tight end out of Iowa, at number 12. I think that is the one I've seen the most on the most mock drafts of the people I've talked to about the draft. I feel like that's the pick that a lot of people have like a general consensus on. There's been a lot of different picks, but I feel like T.J. Hockenson is the one that, almost everyone can agree that would probably be a pretty good pick. So I'm going to say the Packers are going to draft T.J. Hockenson at number 12. And honestly, I think that's a great pick for the Packers, and I think it's the correct pick, provided that a bigger prospect doesn't fall to them at number 12. But T.J. Hockenson, he's been said to be, a guy with, Pro Bowl level potential in the NFL, and he really had a phenomenal season at Iowa last year, and he has a lot of talent. He's a younger guy who can come in and, sit behind Graham maybe for a year or two, or maybe even play a role in this year's offense. And then when Graham retires and moves on from Green Bay, then he can take over the reins, And, the Packers, they got Mercedes Lewis, they got Jimmy Graham. Those guys are both towards the end of their career, though, and it would be perfect to have a young guy to bring in to learn behind those two veterans and kind of, establish themselves in the NFL. So I think T.J. Hockenson would be a great pick at number 12. As for number 30, this has a lot more options. I've seen Nasir Adderley at 30. I've seen A.J. Brown at 30. I've seen Marquise Hollywood Brown at 30. It's really tough for me to say who the Packers should and will pick at number 30, but I think I've seen A.J. Brown the most. I think that A.J. Brown actually would be a really good pick at number 30. And honestly, I think that's the one I'm going to go with between those three. Really, A.J. Brown, out of Ole Miss, he's another guy. I've heard he can play the slot really well. He's physical, he's big, he's fast, and I think he would be a really good addition to the Packers wide receiver corps. It's a young group of guys, but with the right tutelage and the right chemistry developed with Aaron Rodgers, the guys that the Packers have right now and whoever they get could become like the next group of like really, really good guys, that we had like back in 2011 with Driver and Jennings and Jordy Nelson, guys like that, Randall Cobb. This could be like the next coming of that, with like Devontae Adams and Marquez Valdez-Scantling, excuse me, and Equinemius St. Brown, Jamon Moore, and I do assume the Packers will take a wide receiver in one of the earlier rounds. I don't know if it'll be the first round or not, but if I had to guess, I would say they're going to pick A.J. Brown at number 30. As for the rest of the draft, I honestly don't know. I haven't really gotten too in depth to the draft. It's going to be exciting, and it's going to be really interesting to see who the Packers pick. Unfortunately, though, I will not be watching the first round tomorrow night. I will be at the premiere of Avengers Endgame, which, by the way, I am vlogging for my first ever Ober vlog. So, in the meantime, guys, be sure to check that out when I release it this Friday. I'm really excited about that video, and I really hope that it gets a lot of views and a lot of people have positive reception to it. I've had this idea for a little while now, and it just seems like a really interesting thing to do, and this is a really big movie for me. I don't want to talk too much about that other stuff, though, on this video, though, but T.J. Hockenson, A.J. Brown, those are the two guys that I believe the Packers are going to pick in the first round, and after that, it's anyone's guess. And really, it's anyone's guess for any of these picks. No one really knows, who the Packers are going to pick, where, or whatever. But I think the Packers going all offense in the first round. It provides weapons for Aaron Rodgers. I actually saw something that said Aaron Rodgers has never played with a wide receiver or a tight end that was drafted in the first round by the Green Bay Packers. I found that shocking. So I think the Packers go double up on offense in the first round and add as many weapons as possible for Aaron Rodgers towards the end of his career. I think they're pretty set on defense. I think they're definitely going to add some guys probably in like second or third round, fourth round, the middle round picks. But really, I think the focus right now should actually be on trying to build as many weapons as you can for Rodgers offensively. The defense, you really addressed that in free agency so far, and giving the reins over to Mike Pettin as full autonomy on that side of the ball. I feel like the Packers are going to be good enough on that side of the ball this year. The offense is where I want the Packers to really, really excel, and I think that they are going to have that in mind when they draft two offensive players in the first round. But anyways, guys, though, I'd love to hear your predictions for the first round. Leave a comment in the comments section below with who you think the Packers will pick in the first round. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Go Pack, go.